This plant is Cistus sunset, Magenta Rockrose. And the Rockrose family is a really broad group of plants. They are from the Mediterranean area and very useful in drier areas, especially near the seashore. They are very deer resistant because their leaves are full of resin that can be quite pungent, and the deer just don't seem to like that. So that, along with very good drought resistance, makes these very popular, and as I said, especially near the ocean. These that you're looking at are in Pacific Grove, California, and much like the San Francisco area along the coast. So in design, what I like about these plants is that they have this natural form that you see here, and this plant's probably never been pruned. It's about 4 to 5 feet wide and 2.5 to 3 feet tall at its top. And this shot is taken in mid-April. And this is just beginning to bloom. By the time this gets its full bloom, you probably won't see very much foliage. There are thousands of flowers on this plant, and that's one of the things that make these popular, is that when they go into their full show, they're really stunning. And they bloom from early spring on through sometimes as late as early summer. So probably there's maybe 2 to 3 month bloom, and they can, different types sporadically bloom after that. Again, water, let's get into how to take care of these and how to set them up. Once they're established, they really don't need much water. Here in the Monterey Bay area, there's no seasonal rain for about 6 months during the summer. Now it is cooler, so they can handle that better than some other areas, but even inland where I live, where it gets into the 90s and the hundreds, these are very drought tolerant. So I would say establish these on drip irrigation. I wouldn't recommend spraying these, and then they can really be held back quite a bit once they're established. The one thing about the plant that I don't love is these, if you put them in regular garden conditions and you water them a lot, you can kill them. I stopped using Rockrose years ago because people were just treating them like any other plant in terms of watering, and they were dying after 3 to 6 years. So just be aware that combined with heavy soils, these prefer well-drained soils, and when you're near the ocean you tend to have that. If you're going to have heavier soils, then I would want to use these on slopes so that they're not sitting in low-lying areas that would hold a lot of moisture in the soil. And then in terms of design, these look amazing with Echium fastuosum. They bloom at the same time. That's Pride of Madeira. You get this blue to purple flower spike along with this magenta. It's really something else. And also Salvia leucantha, Mexican sage, looks great with this. And then I think they look really nice on informal slope plantings and grouped with other more informal feeling plants. Also, another plant I saw this with that I liked a lot was Teucrium fruticans, and that's germander, and it's got a gray foliage with a blue flower blooming at the same time. It looked great with that. So Cistus sunset, if you use this, I would say if you're going to use more than one, space these 4 to 5 feet on center. Buy them in 1-gallon containers. They grow quickly. No need to buy bigger plants. Also, make sure you give them room. If you end up having to prune these, most cistus don't take pruning very well, so you want to make sure you give them enough room. And then if you're going to have to prune them, use the natural or selective pruning that I show on the other video. But very deer resistant, drought resistant, and beautiful display of flowers over a long period in late spring to early summer. Cistus sunset, Magenta Rockrose.